Hey, folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole. The statements in the following broadcast are not necessarily the opinions of the Madness Comic Network, its staff, sponsors, or contributors. This show is rated TVMA, as are all of them and all those other letters. Viewer discretion is highly advised, and, just do what Doc says. Read that again. Peace, everybody.
Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting. But also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
Where is my coffee?
That's all they have.
What? But who is the manager of this B&B with continental breakfast? I don't think they know what they're doing. It is so hard to get good help these days.
We're going to cut all this out, right? And we're really going to talk about what I'm here to talk about, or no?
What? Who cares what you're here for? I don't. It's
you don't.
Karen, what did you think you were going to get, sir?
I did. I honestly, when I got the call from my buddy to come on, he said it's going to be a good time. Obviously, it was a joke. Yeah. He did. He does. And you know what? I hate him too.
Hey, Dirk Manning here, the writer and creator of numerous comic books and graphic novels, including Nightmare World, Tales of Mystery, Brave But Not Dead, all kinds of stuff. And I am super excited for you because you are getting to watch right now, right this moment, out of all the things we're going to be doing, you're getting to enjoy and revel in the Madness Comic Network. And that is awesome. Thank you for being here.
What he said. I love that dude. Y'all don't know Dirk Manning, you'll check out Dirk's stuff. He's got a lot of good stuff. He's also a funny dude. Welcome to FreeWheeling Fridays. I'm about to drop a link in multiple chats so that y'all can come join us if you'd like, because That's how we roll on a night like tonight. It's FreeWheeling Friday. What is up, Lucifer the Doberman? What's happening? What's happening? Must be over there on Rosales' channel, huh? So yes, that is the StreamYard link. I'm gonna put it in a couple of places so that y'all can come join us, because it's FreeWheeling Friday, and everybody's welcome. We do have a couple people backstage right now. One of them is popping off in the chat. That guy right there, Rosales Comics. What's up? What's up, Dan? What's happening?
What's up? What's new? What's good, Pops? How's it going? Lucifer, good to see you out and about.
It is all action, my friend. It is all action. You got a new pup. What kind of pup? A Doberman? Perhaps? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. If you got pictures, drop them. We also have backstage. He just got off the air. One of the hosts from the Geekmen and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds, Mr. Dustin. Yo, what's happening? What's up, Dustin?
What's up? How's it going?
Dustin, good to meet you, buddy.
Yeah, you too.
I was wondering when you guys were going to actually get to cross paths. You both came into the network right about the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
I know I've commented on your streams a couple times, but I always end up missing them at some point. Because it's like, oh, I missed it. It's over already. Dang it.
We come on at 9 a.m. Central on Sunday mornings.
Yep.
So,
okay.
10 a.m. They're the guys that they're the guys that get me in the mood to go through my heavy Sunday, which is like the busiest day of the week for us with all the shows that we got.
Yeah. So
it's like I come out in the morning and hang out with them, and that gets my blood flowing for the rest of the day. Dan, go ahead and tell everybody about your show and you know what it's about, man, because I love your show. I do.
Well, what we do is we go through the topics of the week, the main things that stick out at a couple of things. We can't cover everything, of course, but we do put a lot of stuff on a wheel, and we call that the Wheel of Topics, and we give that a good spin. So we don't know what we're going to talk about until we land on it.
Nice.
And so it could be the Nintendo lawsuits coming up this week. We're going to be talking about the Bad Blood pay-per-view. That's how a premium live event, if that's who you are, and talk wrestling. We may talk about the AEW contract signings that they had, extending their stay with the WBD, and how that's going to affect how you watch wrestling. You know,
man, they're really messing with how I watch wrestling right now. They really are.
Well, one of the big things about that is that now all of their shows that are currently on, except for Rampage, will also be are going to stay on the WBD networks that they have, which is TBS and TNT, but they're also going to be simulcast on Max at the same time. Now, unlike the Paramount deal with WWE, the pay-per-views are still going to be pay-per-views, but they will be available for a discounted price on Max. If
you have that streaming service,
if you decide to cut the cord, if all you're doing is watching wrestling, and that's the only reason you've got Dish Network and DirecTV, which are now the same ones because they're going to merge. So that's some other news that's out. Then you can stop paying those people $59, $79 a month. Get to your $25 to $30 from Cinemax, watch all of your wrestlings, and then pay the discounted price you were going to pay before. You know, from wherever you were going to buy your pay-per-views from, be it YouTube, Bleacher Report, and so on. And now it's all just kind of like in one home. And so
that's the AEW home, though.
That is the AEW thing. Everything else is when it comes to wrestling. If you're, because NWA doesn't count, TNA doesn't count, but WWE wrestling is going to be going to Netflix. So there's your two competing wrestling things.
Now, my question is: are the pay-per-views still going to be on Peacock?
In the United States, yes. In other basis, it's going to be on Netflix. Okay, so
because I won't pay for Netflix.
Well, if you do pay for Netflix and you're watching the wrestling shows there, and you got a VPN, and I'm not saying you should do this, but if you got a VPN and you can relocate yourself, you don't have to have Peacock either. You know, if you happen to be wandering abroad, that is.
Yeah.
Pirating
I have Peacock because there's some old school series that are there that aren't anywhere else, like Sliders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the middle of watching Sliders. I'm gonna have Peacock at least until I'm done with that if I don't find something else. But they had Sequest and all them old shows that I watched when I was young, right? And it's funny watching these shows now because they're referring to the world the way it was then. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Did they say some stuff that damn sure came true? Both in Sequest and in Sliders, they went to a world that's just like where we're at, bro. And you know what I mean? Oh, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I love watching them old shows because it reminds me the way things used to be.
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, those are the kind of things we do on Sunday. We also do tier lists and kind of like a round robin battle of who would be the better Green Lantern, you know, whenever casting news comes up and things like that. Sometimes we'll talk about TV shows that everybody's excited about. Nobody's excited about Agatha, so we stopped talking about it. But we're going to be talking about The Penguin and the new show that came out, or actually not a new show. It's a show we've been kind of following for the past 3 years, and that's the Vox Machina, which is the Critical Role thing. So we'll be talking about that on Sunday too. So that's what we do basically.
All right. Well, last week we had a tournament to see what role we were going to put what's her name in.
Yes, Jenna Ortega is going to be joining the DCU, and they haven't announced what character they wanted. And so we had 32 characters of DC that we kind of did a tournament over as to which one was best.
Raven.
It was close. It was close. Raven made it to the semifinals.
Nice.
But Zatanna won out.
Zatanna, bro.
Fishnets, I think.
Fishnets.
Would kill Steel.
Fishnets and top hat. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, it's Raven turns out to be just a little too much like Wednesday. So with Zatanna, she gets to extend her range a little bit.
Yeah, she gets to be a magician.
I don't know if she wants to.
Yeah, it's got the right outfit. I mean, come on. I said it in the first round. She made it all the way to the end, but I said it in the first round. It's like, man, if you're not voting for fishnets, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't think she'd be good as Wonder Woman.
No, she's a little too short for Wonder Woman.
A little too short, a little too tiny.
Huntress made it about halfway.
Huntress got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
So Huntress was good because we kept talking about the motorcycle. It was either the motorcycle or the fishnets. And didn't they go head to head against each other in the semis and we had to choose?
Yes. It got tough on a few of them. It really did. Fire and Ice and Dove were eliminated pretty early. I think Levi's got something to say about that.
Yeah, you got to have the legs for Zatanna for sure. You know, but I'm down. I
don't know.
They'd be short.
I don't know if she does, but I don't know.
So, you know, and a lot of pop culture stuff. He puts different things on the wheel. Sometimes it's talking about a new movie or whatever. So it's like there's segments to the show. It's cool. He puts a lot of work into it, and I appreciate that. You know, that he was like cool, and wanted to bring his show to our network.
Yeah,
I tell you,
I actually thought that was a really cool idea because I feel as you know someone who's very much ADHD. It's hard to stay on topic, but if you have to choose a topic and you know that these are the realm of things we have to talk about, and then you have to spin it. I thought that was a very clever idea. And I'm like, oh man, I want to use that for my show sometime. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why I've sort of stuck to figures on Mondays, movies on Fridays. So I try to separate them that way.
And now I'm going to give you a chance to tell everybody a little bit about your two shows. One of them we have debuted over there on Pilled. We put It's Freaking Figures over there because Bruce Wayne, right? He's a big figure guy. He's big over there on that network. So yeah, it's like we're going to take that show over there. Those guys will like that show, and they seem to. We had a pretty good turnout for it over there the first night. And you get good turnout everywhere else. So It's Freaking Figures. Tell everybody what you do.
Yeah, so It's Freaking Figures. We basically just talk about, toys and all the various things that come with it, like, good stuff, upcoming figures. But the main thing we really try to do is we try to put focus on some of the lesser known companies like 9 to 5 Warriors, which has a campaign right now. Brutal Realm, which has a campaign right now. Both can be found on Kickstarter. If you go to Kickstarter, type in Brutal Realm, you'll find it. If you go to Kickstarter, type in 9 to 5 Warriors, you'll find it. And it's just things like that we really try to focus in and give a good bearing. And we get to have them on the show and talk about them. We've interviewed the 9 to 5 guys. We've interviewed Brutal Realm, and we're hoping to get them both back on the show at some point. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we do. And of course we have an unboxing where we talk about what we've gotten, the box, so to speak, or sometimes comics, whatever it may be. So we do that. We just do a little bit of that and just have a good time. And somehow we ended up filling an hour. Because it's always weird because we'll be through the week and we'll be sitting there on Friday and we're like, man, I don't know what we're going to talk about come Monday. Well, then boom, an entire plethora of topics come up where it's like to the point where it's like, man, I don't know if we're going to fit all this into an hour. We got to like pick and choose, like get it like nailed down and honed in, so to speak. So. And
then you have another show, and that's the one that got my attention.
Yeah.
Because Roland hit me up. It's like, man, you check out these guys. I think they'd be great for network. I want to overlook. And I didn't even know about It's Freaking Figures. He just told me about ADHD Theater.
Yeah.
And that was what was on earlier tonight. Anybody that's interested can go over to either Dustin's YouTube channel, Masters of the Thunder Nerds, or the Madness Comic Network, and you can watch that episode, which was good. I watched it just a little while ago. But tell everybody a little bit about what you do there, because you have like rotating co-hosts kind of in that show.
Well, we have an entire group of people that I have tried to round up that will have a various like perspectives on things. So we have like Pumira, who comes in and talks on the show, and we have Zombie 13 Customs, who is pretty much a regular for our Monday and Friday show, and then Derry Cares, who is pretty much our regular on Fridays when he's not on side quests and things like that. He would come out for It's Freaking Figures, but it's one of those things where it's like there hasn't been a whole lot or out that he's coming in on he's not getting a whole lot in the box, in other words, and so it's like kind of like a non-starter for him. Like it's like, it is what it is. But we also do a review show on the weekends sometimes when we've watched an entire series and we'll go out and talk about it. So that's fun too. But yeah, so for our show on Fridays, it's ADHD Theater, and we usually sit down to review 2 movies, and sometimes those 2 movies have to do with a theme. Like right now we're doing Halloween themes, but we are focused on not the major Hollywood themes. So like no Halloween, no Jason, no Freddy, no stuff like that. We're looking at good movies that aren't necessarily spotlights, aren't right. Things that are good but have flown under the radar. So like this tonight we just reviewed Stir of Echoes and The Witch.
Yeah, you guys got me thinking about watching. I want to watch The Witch now.
Yeah,
I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah,
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
No, we haven't done that one yet, but may have to at one point. I know. Derry's trying to get us to watch this wholesome movie.
Yeah, I heard him talking about that too. I was like, really?
It's like
now, either he's totally BSing you and it's not a wholesome movie at all,
right?
Or
he said it's wait, where is it? So he said it in our chat, and he's like, yeah, we're watching this movie at some point. It's a Buttercream Gang, and apparently it's about these kids who do good for the neighborhood and help people out. And then one of them goes off and then has to come back, and he's turned into this giant butthole, and the kids save him from being a butthole and all that. So
yeah,
all right, fine.
Does
one of these days we'll watch it. What was that?
Where's the buttercream?
Does anyone get buttercreamed?
I don't know. I do not know. But no. Yeah, so he's trying to get us to watch that at some point down the line. He's insisting that we do that. But because it's a joke, because he thought like, what is it that I would have been watching as a kid that wouldn't have let me watch all these classic movies that he thinks are classic? So like, I didn't get to watch Ghostbusters. I didn't watch Ghostbusters until I was later in life. Ghostbusters 2, I still haven't seen yet. And so he was like tripping over that fact. And he's like, what did you guys watch? Did you watch the Buttercream Gang? And he just came up with this. And I'm just like, what? And he's like, apparently looked it up, and apparently it's a movie, because it's like this random library type rental that you would get. And he's like, oh, so that's what you probably watched. I'm like, I don't know.
You don't know who this guy is?
Who is that?
Come on.
No, I don't.
It's the scary library ghost from Ghostbusters.
No.
This is one of my favorite pops, man. It's like, I don't have a lot of them, but this one, when I saw, I was like, oh, shit. I'm keeping this one. I gave my son all the Star Wars.
If it's not Slimer, I'm not familiar. I know who Slimer is.
But see, you need to go watch that movie again now, because this is the library ghost, the scary library ghost, the scary one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll go back and rewatch them, because I know they've been after me about it. But the whole show started as a premise because my buddy Kurt, who used to be on the show regularly, he's just has ton of things he's dealing with right now. He would always be like, hey, have you seen this movie? And I'm like, no, I haven't. And he would flip out and be like, oh my God, you haven't seen this movie? What on earth? So he would always be like, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? And I'm like, no. And he's like, all right, well, you got to watch this. And so then I would give him something he hasn't seen that he needs to watch. And we would trade off on those. But that's how it works for this round, where we've molded and evolved to this thing where we have two scary movies, or right now we're doing scary movies, but we do some things that are, themed around Christmas, Thanksgiving,
right.
St. Patty's Day, et cetera, et cetera.
Cool.
How's it going, Bruce?
What's up, dude? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Turn that mute thing.
Muted. Hello. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why my audio is so low. I can barely hear you guys on StreamYard here. I don't know if it's my side or Pops' side.
I don't know. I can hear you just fine.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Just you're coming in really low. But
you want me to turn the mic up? Is that what you? Okay. Let me turn the mic up.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's just really low.
How's that? Is that better?
No.
Getting better. Oh, damn.
You see your ear hair.
I don't have any earbuds in, so I left them. I'm at my house tonight, and I left my earbuds back at the office. So,
Hi, I'm Matt
shit
Scott.
out of luck.
I'll lean over here closer to the mic. Is that better?
A little bit. That's fine.
All right. So, for those of you who don't know, Bruce Q. Wayne. I met Bruce through Christie in Flip City. So I met Cos, I met Bruce, and and got introduced to that whole other world of a place to broadcast to. And Bruce, say hi to everybody over there because you know they love you.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Bruce Q. Wayne here. I was hanging out with Dustin and Zombie on Monday night. We were talking about figures and customizing and things like that on It Friggin' Figures.
Yeah.
And now you guys, sometimes you guys interview people who like design them and who create them, and Dude right here has done some of that, and that's how you guys like connected right away with the subject matter, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like I try to explain this to people all the time. It's like it doesn't matter where you begin, you end up with all of it. You end up with all of it. It's going to be movies, it's going to be action figures, toys, and comics, and before you know it, you're just involved in all of it because it all crosses over so much. This whole thing started, for me, it started like we come out and go, "Hey, look what I got!" That was how our thing started in the Madness Facebook group. It would just be a bunch of people come out and just show off what we got. There wasn't no shows, there wasn't no network. It was just, "Hey, look what I got! I was at the store today. I picked up this or that. Or look what came in the mail." And if you go back on my old Facebook page, you will see some ancient videos of us opening stuff, right? Or going through boxes and stuff. Before I ever thought about doing shows, it was just me having fun with my friends in my group.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And now it's like, man, I love expanding and making it bigger and bigger and bigger, because that's what indie, whether it be toys, movies, independent needs bigger voice. No matter what it is, comics, movies, whatever you're doing, if it's independent and you don't have some giant conglomerate behind you marketing you, and you don't have that brand recognition that Marvel and DC have, right? You need that big voice. So we're trying to build something to give everybody a big voice.
Yeah.
And that goes for everything, man. It's like, we got a Buttercream Gang trailer. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me pull this up here. This is hilarious. All right. Share screen. Where is it? The Buttercream Gang. All right, YouTube, don't get pissed. This is on your channel. This is on your platform. So don't get mad at me for playing it. Okay, here we go. Share this up. The Buttercream Gang.
All right.
Or growing apart.
Hey guys, come on back. Long time no see.
What happened to you?
What, you mean the threads? Pretty cool, huh? You like them?
There's something wrong with Pete.
Smarten up. Look around, this is my gang here. So you, your geek girlfriend over there, and everybody else better just stay out of my way.
If you love Pete just to make him change, then you're loving him for the wrong reason.
So if I take that bike away from you, what are you gonna do about it?
Here. Now you don't have to take it.
They made a parent in Pittsburgh cry.
Families invited to its most treasured film. A story about unconditional love and the courage of true friendship.
I'm confused, Pete.
Every child should see this movie.
I want you to hate me.
Pete, you're my friend. I can't hate you.
I love you.
Hey, I want to talk to those parents. Parents in Pennsylvania and parents in California love this movie. Holy crap. So, Bruce, we had these guys tell everybody a little bit about what they do and what they got going on. Why don't you tell the world who you are?
Okay. Well, first off, I'm sitting here chewing on some leftovers. I hadn't had a chance to eat yet today. So, who am I? I'm one of the three beermen from Pill.net, Foxhole.app, and we started here almost 3.5 years ago on the Pilled Foxhole channel. And we talk about beer, pop culture, and technology every Sunday night. And it's me and Cosmac Grandpa. And then we've got Norm and the Hawk. And we just hang out and chill. Nice. As a matter of fact, Cosmac texted me earlier. We don't even have a guest or anything planned for this weekend. We got a show coming up on Sunday, and we really don't even have anything going yet. We're just going to wing it. Fly by the seat of our pants.
I have noticed the closer you get to the holidays, the less planning you put into your shows. And it's the same for us. It's like
that's actually
so much.
Cosmac usually does that, though. I mean, the holidays are a big thing with Cosmac. He usually gets them going all the time, but we've just been so busy. And of course, it's the Jewish holidays this weekend. We had Rosh Hashanah yesterday and today, and we've got Yom Kippur next week. So I really didn't work on anything with him to plan to put onto the show. So, Dustin, what are you doing Sunday night?
I don't know. Probably watching my kids.
You want to come on? It's 7 p.m. Big Apple time.
7 p.m. All right.
What time zone are you in?
Eastern.
Okay, so Big Apple time, as I call it.
Yeah.
California's avocado time. We got Central is, I call it barbecue time, and Mountain is mountain time because there just ain't no way to shorten or give a nickname to mountain time because it is already mountain time.
Potato time.
Potato time. Potato time. I like that. See, I like giving nicknames to things, so that'll come in handy. Potato time.
I like living in Arizona when the time didn't change at all. We didn't do that daylight saving shit. Our stuff stayed the same all year.
It's hard. I used to collaborate with people in Arizona, and it's like one way I'll be 3 hours behind, and then the next weekend will be 4 hours behind, and it's like, what the hell?
And that's because you guys changed, not them.
Right.
You see, it was like I loved living there because we never had to set our clocks back. We didn't never have to set our clocks forward. We didn't have to worry about that. You guys were the ones whose time zones were screwed up. We were always the same.
Well, it's funny because the time zones were created. The spring ahead, fall back, all that other crap was put together because of the farmers, so that the kids could go to school when it was still sunlight out, but they get the chores done. So they get out in the farm earlier, and that extra hour made a big difference for them. Yeah. So, but they don't do that anymore. Now it doesn't matter what time it is. They're farming.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's like in Arizona, it's like you want to go to work early. In summertime, you want to get home before you want to be home in your AC before 4 o'clock. Okay, just period. Okay, so you go to work early, and everybody understands that. In the summer in Arizona, everybody's going to work early. Oh, we lost Bruce. Quit pushing buttons, dude.
Happens all the time.
Everybody, when they're on their phone, everybody does it. It even happens to me. So, you know.
He'll be back.
Yeah, he will. But that's 3 Beer Men, and we brought them back to YouTube. That was what we did. We brought 3 Beer Men back to YouTube.
And you just brought Bruce Wayne back to YouTube.
Yeah, just like that.
I don't know what's going on. I'm not comfortable with StreamYard yet enough to be able to just flip back and forth. And I clicked on the chat, and then I went back because I wanted to see what somebody wrote. And then I realized it was the Buttercream Gang trailer. And then I tried to get back, and it wouldn't let me, and I disconnected. So I had to reconnect. I'm the tech-tarded one. I'm the grandpa will tell you, I'm the analog man in this digital world. I'm still trying to figure shit out.
Look, every time something new is like, I'm going to somebody else that knows, and I'm going, how does this work? Every time, because if I mess with it, I'm going to screw it up, and then I'm going to need somebody to fix it. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I learned that a long time ago when they started doing the computer in the cars, you know, and running the gas mixture and everything in your motor. When they started doing that, I quit working on cars.
Right.
Okay. And now I have to go to somebody and say, yo, what's up with this? You know, and they would tell me, okay, well, the computer says this is wrong with it. Okay, I'll go fix that. You know what I mean? I liked working on my own cars, but I wasn't down with the new tech. You know, I want to open the hood and I want to go, there's my alternator, there's my water pump, there's my AC. I want to know that I know where everything is, what everything is, my fuel pump down there. I can change and fix all of it. You open the hood of a car now and all you see is plastic. That's all you see. Plastic.
Yep.
Covering up the whole freaking motor cage, right? It's like, no,
they see a gap and they're like, "Oh, we need to fill that gap." Let's see. Let's put some more plastic there. Sort of.
Yeah, it's horrible. But
I
yeah,
don't like that nothing's connected anymore. You're just spinning a wheel that's not connected to anything. You're shifting gears that aren't actually connected to the transmission. None of that stuff is connected to anything anymore except just the switch.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like the feeling of a clutch and a 4-speed. You know what I mean? I like that. Yeah. Shit. Levi coming in hot. Rosales says, analog man, a blinking 12 on his chest. And Levi says, his nipples set the time.
Yep, that's me, the analog man, for sure. That would make a great comic book. Have a funny-looking guy with a big handlebar mustache. Doesn't know what time it is unless he looks at his analog watch.
You see, you're in the right company to come up with somebody to do that for you. Speaking of comics, Rosales has active comics over there on globalcomics.com. You can go check his stuff out over there. And my boy Levi has a very special comic book coming out on Memorial Day 2025 called Galaxy Memorial Park.
Nice.
It's kind of about, it's like Arlington Cemetery for superheroes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you guys watch the Madness Open Draw stream on Sundays, you'll catch Levi doing pages of this book, and it looks badass, guys.
Nice.
He's putting a lot of time and effort into this one, so definitely good stuff. It's all action in the madness, people. Everybody's got something going on, and all we want to do is make sure that you guys all know what that is, no matter what, you know. See, you bet, Levi, you know what's up.
Heck yeah.
And we will be showing the Madness Open Draw stream on Pilled on Sunday at 1 o'clock. So,
yeah, Pilled's a fun network. I enjoy it quite thoroughly. I mean, we bounce around on a bunch of different platforms, but Pilled is always the go-to for us.
I've been having a lot of fun over there. Oh, shit, there's people over there in the chat, and I'm missing it. What is up? Rhythm. What's happening? Yeah, I missed that. I wasn't paying attention to the chat over there, but I see you now. He said, don't mention buttercream. I've already given my bike to a Haitian guy down the street. There you have it. I love when we got people popping in from all different places. Where you at, Rumble? Where you at? I know you're out there. I know there's people watching on Twitter too, because I can see it on the counter. We got people watching on the Critical Blast Twitter channel. I RJ over there. He's an amazing dude, does fulfillment and publishing, good stuff going on over at Critical Blast.
Yeah.
Look, this is what I do, people. You might like get sick of seeing me out here telling you to go look at other people's stuff, but this is the time of the year, the hardest time of the year for independent creators. It really is. They're trying to sell stuff, comic books and stuff like that. If people don't buy their kids comic books for Christmas, these guys ain't making no money.
Yeah.
When you're doing that gift thing, consider buying somebody a comic that you think they'll enjoy. There are a lot of good indie comics, and there are indie comics about everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
As a matter of fact, Rosales Comics is actually going to change its format. We've been doing exclusively digital comics for the past 2 years, and we are going to have to pull that now. So we are discontinuing publishing from this point on exclusively digital comics. So we're going to have to rework and revamp exactly what we're going to do, but we're going to move to physical.
Okay.
We're going to move to physical, and we're most likely sometime in early 2025, we will start looking into doing a campaign. So,
crowdfunding campaign. Yes.
Crowdfunding campaign. Yes. We've been avoiding that for as long as possible, but it's just not doing out so well. And I got a boy going to college in a couple of years, so we need to shift gears.
I can say, as a person, a comic fan all my life, collector and whatnot, I never got the hook to the digital thing. I never got that hook. I want to have, obviously, if you've seen what's behind me, I got to have the books.
Yeah.
I got to have it in my hand, and I can't always afford to buy everything I want.
Right.
And this is part of it right here is the reason we're going to be switching. One of the big things we talk about on Sundays is making sure that you have a physical copy of your media. We talk about what's coming out on DVDs on Tuesdays, and we encourage people to go out and pick up their favorite films, because at any given time on any of the providers out there, that can disappear.
Yeah.
And I saw a story of a guy who owned a Kindle for several years and amassed thousands of files of digital books, magazines, so forth on his Kindle. And for whatever reason it was, they claimed that he had violated Kindle's terms of service, and they wiped out all of his media on his own personal Kindle, which meant that he either had to, he had to repurchase it. Okay. So nothing digital is yours if it's stored somewhere else. Right. Okay. And I would hate for that to happen, simply because I know that the major digital comic book platform was eaten up by the same people that own the Kindle. Okay. And they are forcing everybody to go that way. And what we have in Global Comics is an alternative. Definitely. And they're doing great, and they're growing, and I wish for them the best. We're not going to take anything off of there. Everything that's available there is going to continue to be available right there and then. But we do want to make it possible for people to own physical copies of the stories that we put together. Now, we are building a superhero universe slowly but surely, a few characters at a time. And we've laid the groundwork with some horror books called My Frankenstein that kind of tell the story of how our superhero world is put together. And that's actually available in print format. You can go to rosalescomics.com and purchase that yourself. Get a signed and numbered copy of that. But, when it comes to all digital, we're moving away from that.
Okay.
Now, I when you do get ready to do this, I'd appreciate it if you get with me, because I've only talked to about 3,000 people with campaigns over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, what if I don't want to?
Definitely will have some.
I'm making a joke here.
I know.
I know you got.
Definitely will have some insight that can help you.
And I'm looking to cannibalize that, because the only way that you can grow in any format whatsoever is to lean on those who have made mistakes ahead of you, so that you don't make the same ones before. I mean, it's easier to learn from other people if you're open-minded enough. I'm old enough to know that I am not the best at everything at all. And, I want to try to surround myself with the best possible people that know the most about the things that I know the least.
Yeah.
But this is one of the things that
crowdfunding, fulfillment, and everything else.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I've learned. The main thing that, not even learned, it's like I'm a comic collector, okay? I want to know that you're coming out with the first printing of your book. It doesn't matter how many. And I want to know that I'm getting a first print number 1. And then I don't care after that, as long as I know I got a first printing and there's a way to differentiate it from anything you do after that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like the old Freak Brothers comics, right? I don't know, 32, 35 printings now. And I think we talked about that, Rosales, where we had to go back and figure out which one was the actual first printing because of the different colors, I think it was, of something on the cover. I think the wheel was gray or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was how you could tell it was the first printing. But a lot of people go and they think they want to do the print on demand. They want to do something like that. Or they when they do a second printing, they don't do anything to differentiate a second printing from the first printing. And it waters down the value of the one that you got.
Yeah.
You see what, as a collector. And that's one of the things a lot of comic guys just don't get. From the creator standpoint, I never wanted, I get it, print on demand. Somebody orders it, it gets printed out, it's shipped to them. But it doesn't, to me, it's a book to read. It's like back in the day when you put it up, fold it up, stuck it in your pocket and stuff. It's like it doesn't have the meat to it anymore. This like it could have been printed a bunch of different times. It's not a first printing of the book. You know what I mean? We lost Bruce again. I don't know what's up with that guy.
I'm pretty sure he had to take a second call.
Yeah.
That could be. He's probably talking to Cos right now. But yeah, that's always been like, for me as a collector, I want to know you're not going to do a second printing that we can't tell is any different from the first.
Oh no. I wouldn't do that. We got 50 books that we had run off on the first one, just a tiny bit, just a small run. And I'll get you a copy out.
That's my favorite kind, is a small book.
Get me your PO box and I'll fill it.
I can do that.
I'll get you a copy of the My Frankenstein. Everything else we don't have a digital, we don't have a physical printing of. Just
that's okay. I think that's the right one.
So that's the first one. They're numbered and they're signed. So, and they're in a poly bag and protected in one of the Gemini folder things. So,
you got the book in a bag and board, right? You didn't. You said polybagged, and I'm like, oh my god! You didn't like seal it shut with seal a meal or something, did you?
No. It's got the bag and board and the painter's tape to keep it shut, so you can open it and close it without doing any damage to the bag.
He even uses the right kind of tape, people. You see what I'm saying? Painter's tape on comics. Get that Scotch tape the hell away from my comic books, guys. Don't be putting that on none of it. Painter's tape comes right off. Doesn't stick to the front of your comic. It's not going to tear your cover. It's not going to take ink or paint off the cover, or
That's a good thought, because I definitely still use Scotch tape.
No,
but I'm an amateur.
No, that blue stuff or that green stuff, painter's tape, much better.
Back.
Oh, so don't use duct tape, right?
Now, I have been known to put duct tape on the outside of a Gemini, just because.
Now, I did buy the matte finish, so in order to give it that nice high gloss, I had to use shipping tape.
That stuff's horrible too. Man,
that's a joke.
It's funny because I can't tell you how many times I opened one up really carefully, pulled the book out, and right at the bottom, tape shut closed on it, and grabbed a hold of this cover. And then you're like, oh my god, and you're trying to peel it off without tearing. Oh man, it's like no.
Stressful.
Yeah, no bad tape. No bad tape near the comics. And another tip for comic readers: don't take your comics in the bathroom with you. Just don't.
It's a doomed process.
It may be acid free, but they absorb the moisture in there, and it gets very humid.
Oh
really
man!
Quickly.
And when you flush the toilet, you get that little fecal explosion. No fecal matter on the comics, people. We don't do that. It's funny because every time somebody tells me, "Oh yeah, I just grab it and I head for the toilet," and I'm like, oh. Not buying no books from him. No.
You see, but Pops, the point is, you have to have a certain kind of magazine to take into the bathroom with you, and the new version of what we take into the bathroom with us now should be Flip City magazine.
Yeah, that one actually has a blurb of a guy who said, "This makes shitting even better." I'm like, go with it, right? Yes, Flip City is but see, that's not a collectible comic book, right?
It's pooper approved.
It's a magazine. It's the kind of stuff you expect to see in a magazine rack in the bathroom, right?
Heck yeah.
Comic books and bags and boards you don't expect. They don't belong in the bathroom. No. Don't do it.
I mean, I usually get a comic. Well, this is not my comic, but oh geez.
And they drop it.
You get a comic, and then I carefully undo the tape and I read it right here in this space. That's nice and gently with the corners, and then I carefully put it back on the
Hold on.
I've been very particular about how
I also saw the Scotch tape on that Thundercats magazine.
Yeah, I did. But
all right. So I have a cardboard folder.
Okay.
That I keep the comic book I'm reading in. And I don't even touch the covers of these things if I can avoid it.
Nice.
Okay. They, the only thing touching the front and back cover is this cardboard. Once I get it out, obviously get it out of the bag without touching it if I can.
You don't use those black.
I've gotten really good at it. This is Tales from the Natverse #2, and it's a not safe cover. First time I've ever actually ordered a not safe cover because the kids are actually growing up, and I don't have to anymore so much. But yeah, I went for a long time without buying. This is the first time I ever bought a cover that actually has bits on it. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Simon Poitier in Tales from the Natverse, #1, #2, good stuff, wonderful art. Simon writes a good story. I'm just going to kick him in the ass about the font size again. They just don't take into account us old people can't see that little teeny tiny fucking print anymore. I got my glasses on and I can't read this. It's so small. And I'm like, look, if I had to get a magnifying glass out to read a comic, that ain't no fun. I have to touch it too much. No, that ain't no fun.
Use your phone camera.
And what?
And I'll hold it over the comic book.
Take a picture of each page and read.
No, you like you're actually going to take a photograph and you kind of zoom in on the balloon bubble that you want to watch. That way, you're actually digitally reading the comic book that you have physically in front of you.
You're just trying to get me to digitally read. I could probably just go to my email and pull up the PDF. I probably could. I don't even think of that because I don't read PDFs. People send them to me all the time, and they're like, "Bobs, can you look at this and tell me what you think?" And I'm totally honest with them, and it's like, dude, I sit in this chair right here. I don't have time to read comics. I go to work. I go to work promoting everybody. I don't have time to sit here and read.
We got a greeting from the West Coast.
Yes, that's our boy, the Time Scales. What's happening?
How's it going?
I talked to that guy for a couple hours last week, and we gonna be bringing a little bit of something to you guys too. I hope.
Awesome.
He wanted to interview me, and I misunderstood at first. It was like, yes, I will get with you soon. I misunderstood, and I thought he just wanted to have a meeting about doing some stuff in the future. And then, we kind of figured it out. And I said, how about if we just chat for a little while and you get some idea of who I am, what I do, put together some questions, and then we'll do that interview. So he's figuring out how he wants to present it, and I'm ready anytime he is. Because, sweet. God damn, right on, dude. Right on.
Awesome.
That's fucking great. I
Great
love it.
news, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, me talking to him real soon, doing an interview with him, it'd be cool.
Gentlemen, let me jump in real quick. I just want to say, Dustin, I'm going to hit you up tomorrow. My phone's about to die. I'm literally standing here alongside the outlet plugged into the wall, but I just want to catch up with you guys in regards to possibly coming to hang out with us on Sunday. And I want to welcome you guys to Pilled Foxhole.
All right.
So I'm going to bounce out so I can let my phone charge up, because every time I'm plugged in while I'm on while I'm on streaming or something, it doesn't help. The battery just keeps draining. So I got to find a better cable and a better plug.
Yeah.
So I will catch you gentlemen on the flip side, and we will talk soon.
All right,
That's good.
All right. God bless to everybody out there from Batman.
Yeah, you
Take care.
You too.
Yeah, we did have Mr. Zoe. And Everett Thome had a question over on Pilled. He said, what is everyone's thoughts on the impact of 3D printing on toy manufacturing?
I think it's good.
It's a little too early to be implemented at a cost-effective price, but they are making leaps and bounds pretty darn quickly. You have some people that are doing 3D printing as an additive, which means that they add to something to build it up. And then you got the other kind that's like the, what's the kind where it uses the liquid and the lasers? The other one. But the
resin
big one, the resin printers, but those only do one color. You do now have 3D printers that use the filaments that have more than one color that you can do, but there's a lot of waste involved with that as it switches from one color to another. And then you have the ones that put ink into this like 3D dust and build from that point. Okay, so it's like a layer of fine powder, and the ink goes on it, and it kind of secures them lightly together, and then they remove the excess powder from around it. So they're building it layer by layer by layer, like you would a regular printer without actually having filament. But it's your regular style 3D your regular style printer colors. So you got your CMYK into the details there, and then I think they do some sort of treatment to it to solidify it. Okay, to bond all of those together. And that takes the process to a different level, but it also makes it slower than the other processes.
Right.
So as far as prototyping, yeah, it's making leaps and bounds. Okay. You've got people that are out there making 3D prints where you can do an action figure and then just cobble them together. Ooh, look at that.
Kinda like
Did you 3D
that?
print that?
No, I didn't 3D print this, but I worked with someone who did, and so they printed this body and this head, and it's up to me to customize them and put them together.
Yeah, and that's another way. And those are, I think those are as about expensive as say a custom figure that has a limited run and is not really meant to be played with by the kids or anybody, So it really does. It's looking like we're probably gonna see some really wild advancements in the next few years, and some of the toy shows, you're gonna see some really amazing things out there.
Well, I think it's useful because people can 3D print the idea and the general shape and things like that, and then show it to people, and then send it off to a factory, and then actually have it done. I think it's good for that aspect, because, man, you can just really be able to fine tune the details.
So Everett says, so you guys are not worried about black market knockoff concerns yet?
Well, I don't know. I think there's stuff like that everywhere.
Yeah, there's definitely black market stuff out there, and there's there's people out there that are printing up the Wonder Bread He-Man in small factories and just putting them in Ziploc bags to show that they were actually real He-Man that they got out of the in the mail without the packaging behind it. So there's scams out there. I knew a guy who got a I think it was like a knife that was supposedly signed by Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead, right? And he was bragging about it and how much he paid, like $400 for it. And Bruce actually reached out on Twitter and said, "Hey man, that's great. Hate to break it to you, that's not my signature, but best of luck to you."
Ouch.
And after some back and forth, he was able to meet up with them at a convention, got some pictures, and got the actual signature.
Yeah,
so
that's what you do. That's what you do.
Bruce made it right. So
yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely always going to be somebody out there doing that.
Yeah.
And look, that goes way, way back. I can remember. This is a funny story actually, because I had bought a bunch of uncut card sheets, and they were counterfeit David Robinson rookie cards. And I knew they were counterfeit, and I wasn't going to try and buy them and sell them to people and make money. I just wanted them for my collection, right? So I had these sheets, and my buddy calls me and he said, "Hey man, Secret Service was just here and they snatched all those David Robinson rookie card sheets I have." He said, "And they pressured me, and they're coming to your house next." And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." I went back there, I pulled them all out, I wrote counterfeit in really big letters with a Sharpie across every one of them. right? Across the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
So when they got here, you know, it's like, yeah, we're gonna have to take those. And I pulled them out and I put them on the table, and they were like, oh, you weren't trying to sell. Fuck no, I'm not trying to sell them, rip nobody off. I collect stuff, dude. I collect them. So they took all of them and they left me one that the word counterfeit basically went into every card on the sheet, you know, because I wrote it really big, counterfeit across the sheet. They were like 11 by 17. And yeah, the Secret Service come to my house because they were counterfeit, right? And they do, man. They don't mess around, bro. You know? But they were there for like 2 hours looking at my collection and asking me questions about stuff. And, you know, it's like, you really make money off this? Hell yeah, I make money off this stuff, you know. But I wasn't, you know, I wasn't trying to rip anybody off and sell them a fake fucking David Robinson rookie card. I ain't going to prison over a goddamn basketball card, you know. It's like, no. But having fair warning, you know, and knowing that they were coming, it was like, yeah, I'm just gonna write counterfeit all over these things, and then they won't. I was hoping they'd let me have them all, but they did let me keep one.
Yeah. That's good.
Tim's got a pretty good story there.
Oh. Wow. Uncut $2 bills. Well, I mean, if you buy them from the mint, of course they're going to be real.
Yeah, but the best part out is like, give me some scissors. I want to pay my bill.
Yeah, that's the part I want to question. Why did you want to cut them up? I mean, you weren't like going to spend them at the bar, were you?
No, I think you just wanted to beat the Secret Service.
Way more. You know? Yeah, there's probably more times they would have knocked on my door, but you know, not for comic books or cards, because I'm a patriot. That's why. Say what's on my mind. I believe in the First Amendment. Let's see. It was a sale where sheets of $2 bills were face value. Okay, so you were just going to cut them up and spend them at the bar and buy beer? Is that what you were doing? I got to know this. I got to know now.
There's a magic trick out there where in order for you to prepare for the magic trick, you have to buy sheets of $5 bills and $20 bills. And from the mint, of course, obviously, legally. And you do not cut them correctly. Okay. And I can't really tell you what the trick is now because I've told you that much of it. But what you do is you borrow a bill from somebody else. And then when you give it back to them, it's mixed up. And so
I think I've seen that trick.
Yeah. And it's a rather huge investment if you're going to do it multiple times as a magician.
Buy beer with sheets of $2 bills. Yes, my uncle and I both got laid by that.
Survived the cops, survived the Secret Service, and
got the reward.
Yeah,
and got the reward. That's awesome.
Yeah, Tim's my kind of guy.
Yeah. Actually, he's a good dude. Man, you guys will meet him here soon because when he does the interview, we'll make sure that we broadcast it on the network and whatnot. And I mean, originally I thought, you know, the dude was hitting me up wanting to do a show on the network, and it was like, come on, let's talk, right? Let's talk. I love bringing new shows to the network. You guys both know it. So, we ended up talking, and it was, he wanted to interview me. That it happens once in a while that somebody wants to have me out on their show and talk about, you know, what we do.
Well, does he work for a news organization? Does he have his own blog? Does he do his own videos? What's going on, Tim? Click on that link right there that Pops has right there in the chat, and join us and explain yourself, sir.
Oh, he's calling you out, bro.
We'd love to hear more of these stories, man.
And yeah, we did have a lot in common. It was pretty weird. I think I was born in Minneapolis and he lives in Minnesota. Or no, that's somebody else. Aaron, that's Aaron. I was born in Minneapolis and he lives in Minnesota now, but he was born in Phoenix. I lived in Phoenix for most of my life. It was like a weird crossover, like we passing ships, you know. He moved to Minnesota and I moved to Phoenix after we were born. It was like,
and you were born a poor black child.
No, Mexican, Ecuadorian Mexican, like George. If you do not get that joke, you must go watch Killer Karen episode 2, and you will get that joke. And it's worth the 25 minutes to watch the show to get the joke. It really is. If you haven't seen Killer Karen, look, I haven't had so much fun doing a show in a few years. I mean, it's like I have more fun doing that show than anything I've done in quite a while. Man, is like totally reignited because it's totally different.
Yeah.
You know? It's like we don't script it. It's the weirdest interview show you'll ever watch. If you know what a Karen is, yeah. Laurie is the ultimate Karen. We had done a RPG game with Chris Brown called Slaughterville. And there's a few episodes in Madness Gaming, in the Madness Gaming playlist, if you want to go check it out. And Laurie and I created characters that we play in that world. And we had so much fun that when the game ended, Laurie's like, we need to keep doing something with these guys. We need to keep these characters alive. So she is in character as Karen Needlemeyer, and I am in character as Dante, the old stoner dude. And we interview people kind of. Dante has the ADHD and he's all over the place, and Karen is a Karen and she don't really care about your book. She's just there to hawk Needlemeyer mail, right? That's her whole gig. So if you haven't seen the show, it's hilarious. We get to do characters that we created, and we created a show around the characters that we created. It's a blast, man. And it's all ad-lib, guys. It's not scripted. It's like Laurie and I will bounce a couple of ideas back and forth at each other during the week about, I'm going to ask him this. I'm going to ask him that. And everything after the question is asked is pretty much reactionary and bounces back and forth. And it's just hilarious. It's been fun. And if you watch it and you don't think it's funny, let me know. Right? Just let me know, because if you watch it all the way to the end, you'll get the outtakes and the bloopers, and you'll see how many times we broke character during the taping, cracking up, laughing and shit, right? And when you see that all at the end, you realize that it's all in fun because we're having a blast. And we want to make sure that you guys understand we're not like, it's fun. It's just supposed to be fun. You watch the show, you get some laughs. Maybe you go check out Dude's comic book if he can actually tell you what it is during the show. But it doesn't just have to be comic books. Anybody can come. Anybody that wants to come out and get roasted by Karen, you're more than welcome. More than welcome to come out and get roasted by a Karen. And she is the ultimate Karen. She does it really well. It's fun. Now people are coming on the show and they're prepared. Now that they've seen how it is, they know what they're going to, what to expect, and they're coming out prepared. And that makes it even funnier. Tonight he's like holding up Hellman's mayo, which causes Karen to go into a total meltdown because she's the Needlemeyer Mayo heiress, and there will be no other Mayo on the show, right? So it's like she melts down because he came prepared. He's like, well, this is my favorite Mayo. It's all, she stays in character very well. She's hilarious. I do my best to. I guess it's a Tommy Chong. I do it. I channel my inner Tommy Chong, and that's what you get, kind of.
You mean your actual, like you're just yourself, right?
Yeah, it's a little. I'm a little slower. A little slower than myself when I'm doing Dante. Dante is an old school stoner, right? He don't care about nothing. He's just having a good time. No worries. He doesn't have a care in the world except where's he going to making sure he's got weed. That's the only thing he cares about, is knowing that he can still smoke some weed. He starts getting low, he gets worried. But that's his only responsibility to himself and the whole, in his whole existence, is making sure he's got weed to smoke. Yeah, that could be me. No.
I'm waiting for you to describe a difference between the two of you, and so far I'm not seeing any.
Well, he's more laid back, dude. He just doesn't. It's not as excited as Pops is. Pops is always animated. Dante's pretty laid back. That's the difference. No, it was like the game. This whole thing came from the game Slaughterville.
Yeah.
And one of the characters that you can play is the stoner. Well, what the hell else am I going to play? I'm not going to be the cop. I'm not going to be, you know what I mean? It's like, what else am I going to? Of course, I'm going to pick the stoner. Well, Laurie picked Karen, the Karen. And the two characters just meshed perfectly together in the game. And so the show was born. It's like, it's hard to let go of something that's good, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know it's hard to let go of something that's fun.
I don't think I've ever heard of Slaughterville.
It is, I don't know, 2-3 years old. He's got graphic novels, 3 graphic novels out from that universe. He's got the game and the expansions of the game, and Karen and I are actually in the latest expansion of the game. There's a novel right now on Backer Kit. I think it ends like in 2 days. Slaughterville, The Beast Within. It's an actual book. It's but you can get the RPG game. It's everything. It's a comic. It's a novel. It's RPG. It's a board. It's a tabletop card game. It's freaking everything, dude. He's got it all for that, and it's an awesome universe to play around in.
Yeah,
Slaughterville is like a town that has every horror movie staple location. You know what I mean? It's got the campsite by the lake. It's got the asylum. It's got all the spots that you would expect horror movies to happen in.
And who is it? Who created it?
That's Christopher Brown. Laughing Rogue. You can find him on Laughing Rogue PA on Twitter.
Now I'm looking at the Kickstarter right now. So
yeah, it's good stuff, man. It really is. I got it all.
Yeah.
I actually proofread the RPG books and the novel for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I had to send you the. I should send you a copy of the RPG we're working on to coincide with the superhero stuff that we got going on. It's called Heroic Sixes, and it only uses 6-sided dice.
Oh.
Now, are you talking about sending it to me to demo or to proofread the books? What?
Yeah, maybe proofread the books.
Yeah, I would do that. That's the only time I read PDFs. And
no, I wouldn't send you the PDF. I would send you a
proof copy.
Yeah, I would send. Well, I don't know if I would send you a proof copy. I'd want it proofed before I proofed it.
Right.
So maybe I'll send you a cardboard folder of papers.
The only thing is though is even after you get the proof copy, even after I've proofread all that and you've sent it to the printer, I'm still going to want to proofread the proof copy because the printer can fuck shit up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
once you're in the loop, you're in the loop, and you get a signed copy.
I like
of the final version of it. So.
But yeah, it's that's one thing that I really like to do. It's like the only thing that I can do to contribute to people's actual campaigns other than to promote them, right? So it's something weird, Dan. It's like I'm reading something, and if I come across a misspelled word or a word that's like the context doesn't fit in the sentence, that shit will jump out at me like it is bold, italicized, and in a completely different font.
Sweet.
That shit just jumps off the page at me, and it takes me out of story, right? Which is why I offer to proofread for people, because nobody wants to get taken out of the story.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like it does that to me. It's like instantly, like, especially if it's a word out of context. Now I'm thinking, okay, well, how would this possibly work? And I'm trying to think of 10 different ways where that sentence will work, even if it won't, just to try to save guy from me having to call him up and go, hey, man, what the fuck is that? It's the worst, but it's the best at the same time. I love doing it. You know,
we're trying to pack everything inside of it, including the character sheets that are available to it, all of the superpowers that might be available to it, a way of actually creating your own powers if there's not anything there that you enjoy. The whole breakdown of how we created the powers and how you can do it without actually, if you wanted to go as far as creating a spreadsheet so that you can knock a whole bunch of crap out, you can do that. You know, it's expandable at your own pace. And, you know, if you wanted to pick somebody up and bring them to a party who's never played anything before, you can give them a pre-filled out character sheet and have them just join in right away. And again, with only 6-sided dice, everybody's familiar with that kind of dice and they know how to count to 6.
Most of us.
So it's a what they call rules light. I guess is what they call that. So, but all of the, it's going to have all of our Rosales Comics heroes in there, plus some of your favorite public domain hero examples as well, and some characters that will sound familiar but will be distinctly different for copyright reasons.
and maybe you might even run into this guy.
Just back it already.
I'd love to be able to do that. That's Crom. For those of you who don't know, he's like right here over both my shoulders and behind me. He's a scary little dude. Don't fuck with him. I'm telling you.
He's not coming for your Christmas, but he'll be there on Flag Day.
Dude, let me tell you what, that dude, that logo behind me, Daniel, this right here, that was created a long time ago by a dude named Edwin Badillo. And we were just looking for a logo for the Madness Facebook group, right? And he put that little green dude in there. And that little green dude took on a life of his own. They wanted to name him. Somebody even drew a girlfriend for him. So I didn't have a choice but to try and build a backstory and turn him into a character because everybody else was, right?
Yeah.
I got like a half a dozen people that actually drew full 12-page stories for an anthology that we were going to do a long time ago. And I think we were like a couple $300, $400, $500 short on the crowdfunding campaign, and then I just never got around to relaunching it or trying to rebuild it because trying to herd 15 freaking artists was crazy hard to do. And if I do it again, it would be in individual ash cans. Those stories, I'd rather put them in ash cans than try to anthology and get this many people to work together on a deadline. Doesn't work. I mean, and nothing against any of those people, but it was too much. It was way too stressful trying to get that many people. We had like 15 stories, and it was just too stressful trying to get all them people to get stuff to me, in time to put them up. I couldn't even put everything up on the crowdfunding campaign to show everybody all the art because I couldn't get everybody to send me stuff. It was like just too much of a pain. But if I do release those stories, they will be in ash cans. One at a time. One at a time. Yeah. And affordable. Because ash cans are cheap to print, right? See what I'm saying? I could do a campaign with 5 different ash cans. Put it, tiers. Each one's on a different tier. You can get them all. You can get one of the ones you want, right? Why not? It's just this is what I'm working on now, which is the Madness Network.
Yeah,
and the comic has to be on the back burner for a while. I have a great list of names of ex-girlfriends, some of whom displayed violent tendencies. License free. Perla, Adeliza, Patachimon. The list goes on. Free with backstories. Look at that.
He did catch them all.
He said, yes, I like Asian chicks. Married one. She's not violent at present.
At present, that's the key. That's the
Actually,
key.
I met her the other day when him and I were talking, and she popped in for a minute, and she looks like she's like really sweet. She's, I'm hoping after I get to know dude, I meet her sister.
Yeah, you were talking about the anthology you tried to put together, and it reminds me of one of the first things I tried to put together. It was a web series called Rainbow Falls, and I had put a funding together, and that worked out really well. And we got I got a writer together, got some writers together, and we all started writing these little 11-minute shorts that were all supposed to be individual stories that came together with an overarching story.
Mm-hmm.
And wound up using a lot of the money to try to put together a music video. Okay. And the band that we had hired and shot the video for, that's where all of the money went. And then they wound up bowing out of it, and the whole thing ruined the deal, and the whole thing fell apart. Now, eventually, I took those scripts, those small 11-page scripts, and turned them into chapters of a book. And because I owed it to everybody to do that, to get it out there, get it done. Because it's been about 12 years now, I guess, maybe longer. And the link I just shared right there is to the book, The Grim Tales of Rainbow Falls, which is a 300-page novel. And
we just got raided over on Pilled by the Texan, and a whole bunch of people are over there in the chat now. Hello, everybody.
Wow. How's it going?
Wow. A whole bunch of people over there now. Yeah. Girl Patriot, the Texan, Tweak, Prairie Fire, Sir Lurks a lot, Blonde BLQ, So Dude, what's up, man? Mrs. Texan, Empress, bitch to you, Callie Homesteader, Prayer Warrior Girl, just everybody. Thanks for popping in, you guys. Love you guys. That's awesome. Awesome. Blow me away, man. Caught me by surprise. I wasn't, we got a cookie. We got a cookie too. We got a cookie from the Girl Patriot. And
nice.
I actually have something special for that. For those of you who do not know Crum, over there on that platform, that Pill platform, there you go. That's Crum, that little green dude in the chat right there. That's our dude. You just heard me talking about him a minute ago. Let's see. Okay, if I stay up later, I'm going to end up taking a gummy. That's how we do around here, yo. T-minus about 20 minutes till he's good. Yep, there you go. Everyone like and subscribe. This is how we do it, people. Caught me by surprise over on Pilled. Love those guys. I see you, Rosales. I see you over there saying hi to the people on Pilled. Mm-hmm. And yes, Pill.net does rock. I've been really, actually, I ain't gonna lie, I've been watching more shows over there than I have on YouTube the last few days. So, a lot of good stuff going on over there. Music, movies. I told you guys, Alien Romulus. Somebody was showing Alien Romulus over there earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Of course, I was busy. I didn't get to watch it, but somebody was over there showing it on Pill. It's like, it's what they do over there, guys. It's free speech. They ain't hiding from any of it. It's fun.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yes, it does. It doesn't have the overlords, and that's the part that makes it work for us. As just like going to Roku, it was to get out from under that gotta watch what you say crap. This is America, and I realize the platforms are worldwide, but I'm not. I'm in America, and the only laws that apply to me are the ones in America. Right? So, first law. I got free speech, first law. First Amendment right there. Anything after that, you see what I'm saying? You got to have that one or nothing else is going to matter.
Well, some things are about to change on Roku simply because they're finalizing their settlement on a patent lawsuit. So, you may wind up seeing, I know a lot of people have seen the notices saying that they have to be settled through arbitration. You have to agree to the new terms of agreements on Roku. And if you don't, they shut you down. They're actually shutting viewers down on their streaming devices if they refuse to agree to the new terms.
What do the viewers have to do with the new terms? They don't have no control over what the people are playing.
No. But if they don't agree to not sue them, they're not going to let you use it. So you can buy the Roku devices and you can put them up. But if you don't agree to the terms of service, you won't be able to use it. But that's like everything else that's out there. It's just that Disney has made everybody very, very happy about adding that to their terms of service, the arbitration clause. And
they got to put that on the outside of their TV that they're trying to sell.
Yeah, if you have a TV and you don't agree to the terms of service, your TV won't work.
Yeah, I think you're going to run into some lawsuits over that.
Well, you can.
You got to be grandfathered
if you don't agree to it,
bought the product.
No. If they update the service and you don't agree to it, they'll shut you down. So.
Yeah, I think they were going to run into
a chance to sue.
They're going to run into litigation on that end too. That I mean,
and so it's going to be a bumpy ride for a lot of different things going up. The bubble is about to crack on the whole streaming thing, and a lot of people or a lot of the different streaming stations and channels. We're going to see new things happening to them, like what is that? WBD was trying to bundle with Disney their sports stuff, okay, as a totally separate thing called Venue, and they got shut down by Friendly because they said they were going to drive them out of business if Disney did what they were going to do, which was undercut their price. Now, granted, the Venue price was over $90 for you to watch free sports whenever you want to. Not free sports, but sports whenever you want to.
Jeez.
And that was going to undercut Friendly's stuff that they got out already.
All the
So
sports channels are too fucking expensive as it is, man. I do
that's
not
one thing
pay
it's going to
for any of
bust.
them.
You know,
I don't pay for any of them. They're too expensive. All of them.
and Paramount is going, basically they did, in essence, they went under. They were bought by another company, and they're merging together. And when I say that they were bought, the shareholders aren't getting a whole lot of money for it to go private under this company. And basically the company has agreed to take over their debt. Okay. So we're going to be seeing a lot of different types of licensing deals. This coming week, you're going to see a whole SpongeBob Krabby Patty thing happen on the 10th, the 8th, and the 10th.
With Wendy's?
With not just with Wendy's, with hundreds of restaurants across the country, especially on the East and West Coast. They've got a lot of things going on where things are very, very exclusive.
I just don't care about a Krabby Patty.
But you know who does? You know who does? Paramount, who got all the money for the licensing without having to put together the burgers. It's free money for them to license this stuff out like that, stupidly stuff like that. And they have a history of making really, really bad decisions. Leading up to this point where somebody else is going to come in and take over and start slicing everything down. So, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course, it's to target kids. The sad part of it is, and this is the sad part of it, SpongeBob, to me, is an adult cartoon. And I'm going to tell you why. Mr. Krabs, where does he live? Where does he live?
I have no idea.
He lives in Bikini Bottoms. Mr. Krabs lives in Bikini Bottoms.
Mr. Krabs lives in an anchor with his mother and goes out on panty raids.
He lives in Bikini Bottoms. Now, just say that without it being a kid's cartoon.
Well, you're adding an S to it, Pops. You're adding an S to it. It's Bikini Bottom. And it's because it's Bikini Atoll, where they dropped the nuclear bomb and did all that testing. So all of those creatures are basically metamorphosized animals that were.
But what does it sound like?
Godzilla.
Mr. Krabs lives in Bikini Bottom. What does it sound like if you take away the cartoon and the kids? It sounds like you need to get your ass down there to get you a fucking razor and shave and do whatever you got to do to get rid of the crabs. You see what I'm saying? The innuendos in that cartoon are way above kid level. Then there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like, that's an adult cartoon. I don't know how they even got away with pushing that shit to kids.
Well, all of the characters do represent one of the 7 deadly sins.
I'll bet Patrick is gluttony, huh?
I don't know. There's a website or a Reddit that's dedicated to it.
Really?
I'm sure there is. I'm guessing.
Oh, there's another one. Yeah. Y'all got to stop that dumb shit. You know?
I don't think they're really bad at it. I think they're getting really good at it.
Well, depending on which side of the fence you're on, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit, here we go. It's what can I tell you? Right from the beginning, when SpongeBob first came out, it's like right from the beginning, I was like, man, that's like South Park. I'm not gonna be able to let my kid watch that right away. I'm gonna have to view every episode before I can let you know what I mean, to see how bad it is. And it was the same with South Park. There was only one episode of South Park that I let my kid watch when he was little, and that was the first graders pee in the pool. Because we lived in Phoenix, and he always tried to get me to take him to the public pool, and I was like, no, I'll take you to one of my friends' house that's got a pool. I ain't going to no public pool, right? And he's like, how come, Dad? How come? And so I showed him that one episode. And the first graders pee in the pool. The pool turns yellow, and you know what I mean? It's like, that's why, son. That's why I don't go to the public pool. Right there. That's why. And it's like some stuff you got a parent.
Yeah.
And nowadays you really got a parent when it comes to TV.
I will let you in on a dirty little secret about public pools. Okay. And really, it's about the way chlorine works. You don't smell the chlorine until the chlorine starts working. When it starts hitting the dirt and the bacteria, then it starts off-gassing that smell that you identify with chlorine, which is why hospitals smell the way that they do. It's like, oh, they smell clean. Well, that's the chlorine actually working in killing off these things. So when you go to a public pool that has that overwhelming chlorine smell, it's because there's a lot of dirty ass people in the pool.
Yeah. It's already horrible, huh?
Already horrible. Yeah.
If you can smell it, you can smell it. That's what he's saying. But yeah, just like that. Nowadays, you have to parent, man. You got to look at what your kids are watching. You got to make sure that they're not on YouTube, because some of the things on YouTube are cool for kids, right? But it scrolls to the next thing.
Yep.
And the next thing. And the next thing might not be cool for kids, and they don't give a shit.
Yep.
I'm just saying. It's like, it's really, man, I'm glad that there wasn't no serious internet when my kid was a kid.
Yeah. I really wish it had been more like what I was dealt with when I was growing up, because, man, it's rough.
Dude, look, it took so long for a page to load when we were kids that we didn't have time for that shit. We went outside and played.
Right.
We didn't have time for that shit, okay? It wasn't.
Plus, you're only limited to a certain amount of time, and no phone calls could be made through to the house. So it's like,
playing
on the internet too long. Get off.
EverQuest on dial-up, dude.
Right.
Playing EverQuest on dial-up. That was the shit. And we put hours into it back then, and it's like, now I can't even play that stupid game. They've watered it down so bad. I worked my ass off for stuff that they give away to noobs now.
Yeah.
That pisses me off, dude. I worked hours to get that gear, and now you join the game and they just give you that gear.
Hand it to you. Yeah.
Or even better, and it's like, wait a minute, I had to grind to protect myself when I started playing this game.
Well, and the whole thing though with pay any amount of money and that's what you get unlocked. It's like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to have a good balance between grinding and just paying your way through.
Right.
I don't know.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. But like I said, if good parents are going to keep an eye on what the kids are into. The kids ain't going to turn into school shooters or no dumb shit like that. Good parents are going to be involved in what their kids are doing. Okay. And if you're involved in what your kids are doing, you're going to know who they are, what kind of person they're going to grow up to be. And you nurture that and you steer it in a direction, not by force, but by choice. You allow them to be who they're going to be. We all got it. We all have a path that's ours. And we have to be allowed to find that path. But at the same time, you got to have somebody that's making sure that that path is the right path.
Right.
That's what parents and uncles and aunts and grandparents do.
Right.
Be that parent, be that grandparent, be that uncle. Let's be proud of the next generation, man. That's what I want. And only we can build that. Okay. Only good parents and good grandparents can build that. Be those people.
Yep.
There is so much in programming that you got to keep an eye on. Okay. Come on. Look, parents, look at our shows. Don't let your kids watch most of our shows. Okay. Most of them ain't for kids.
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want somebody to go, Pops, my kid's seen you doing this and this. I don't want your kid to see that.
Right.
Doctor Who used to be for kids.
Yeah. I had a problem with that from way in the beginning, though, man. Look, plungers for arms. I couldn't
They had a budget.
Yeah, I know they had a budget. So did Lost in Space. They still had danger, danger, run, Will Robinson, run. They had a damn robot that looked like a damn robot.
Yeah, but basically BBC 5 or whatever it was at the time, they had the same budget as the local Svengali show. Okay, that was doing horror at midnights.
Right.
It had a local station budget, and they did the best they could.
Yeah.
And now they're doing the worst. So
yeah, now they got the budget, but still, that was the thing about Doctor Who that I just never got behind right from the beginning. Okay.
It's funny that you say plunger for arms because that was literally the first time I ever tuned into a show, and it's just like, that is our plunger. What? And I'm just like, all right, never mind, turn it off.
Exactly. Exactly. I was like, what the hell? A toilet tool? Come on, guys. You couldn't come up with anything better than that. Anything. Yeah, I wasn't impressed. Hey, somebody go get some plungers out of the supply room. We gotta build us a robot real quick.
And I'm so anyway, I was like, I'm sure this is for someone out there, but it's not for me because I'm off watching things like, I don't know, Lost or Smallville or whatever was on at the time, because it's just like, all right.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about even way back, way back, right? There was still Batman. There was still Lost in Space. There were shows that were better. They were just better. I'm watching those. I'm not watching that, and it was PBS. So the thing that would kill that, of course, is, the commercials were atrocious for kids on that channel back in the day when they started doing their fundraisers and shit like that. It's like, I am not listening to these people beg for money for 10 minutes till the show comes back on. I'm just not going to do it. Poof, I'm over there watching Batman. The whole premise of the channel was messed up.
Yeah. I watched a lot of Batman in my day.
Sesame Street did not prepare me for any of this, guys. It just didn't. It didn't. We have been out here for almost 2 hours, though, and I do got stuff to do still before I go to bed tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, I still got stuff to do. I want to thank everybody over on Pilled. I want to thank Girl Patriot for the cookie, because we love that. That's what it's all about, man. Sharing alike. We love you guys, and tune in tomorrow for, what do we got? Okay, I got a episode of Ask Chuck Dixon. We have Stevie B's Bullcat Drawstream. We have random stuff from John's Long Box, which was his interview with Nandor Fox Schaefer. And Sunday we'll be back on Pilled with the Madness Open Drawstream. Possibly have our boy Bruce joining Dave and I on the show offs. And geez, Sundays are so busy. That's crazy.
You've got the line as well.
Yeah, it starts with Super Sunday wrap up at 10 a.m. And it just goes on and on and on.
This is the network that doesn't end.
Look, we're going to get to the point where, 24-hour programming.
Heck yeah.
That'd be cool if we could get to the point where we had something going on all the time.
I got a whole lot of back episodes to air.
See, that's the cool thing about the Roku. If we set it up as a view on demand, we can upload everybody's back episodes, and people can just binge watch your show.
Yeah.
Right? All the way back to the beginning. That's the end goal, is to have something like that. Even if we have to make our own. Even if we have to build our own. We have done it before. we used to do pretty much all weekend show where we didn't get much of a break. 12-hour Saturday, 12-hour Sunday with a little bit of a break in between. But
yeah,
CromCon. You go look at the CromCon playlist on the Madness Comic Network, and you will see 165 to 6-hour streams of just one creator after another, interviewing them, talking about what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of stuff on the network, guys. 4,700 different pieces of stuff on the network.
I can't wait to get on Roku and start hawking gold coins with Trump's face on it, letting people know what the government doesn't tell you in Texas.
There you go. I'm looking forward to just getting things up and running, guys.
Heck yeah.
This beta test has gone on for 2 years. It's been fun. It's shown me that we can do this, that there's a lot of people that have content, that they're willing to do the work and put shows up, and I'm willing to give them a place to put them.
Yeah.
So, we all grow together, people. I got a couple of little video things I want to play on the way out, guys, because we do got sponsors, and without them, we wouldn't be here. Know what I'm saying? Rosales, give everybody a little bit of where you can be found real quick.
We can be found at
Rosales.com. Yeah.
rosalescomics.com/Sunday, or you can find us on YouTube at Rosales Comics, or you can find us on Twitter at Rosales Comics, or you can find us on Rumble at Rosales Comics, and apparently now on Pilled, you can find us on Rosales Comics, which I haven't put anything up there yet, so I just needed to be able to comment. Yeah,
that's cool. So, and you don't have to put anything up over there. That's entirely up to you. What we take care of you guys. However we can serve you as a showrunner, that's how we're going to serve you. We're not going to ask you to do things you don't want to do or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, that one time you asked me to unbutton my shirt was a little awkward, but
we got through it.
Hope everybody knows I'm
the
joking.
Party doesn't tell you is the thing was so tight I could see the skin bulging out, and I was like, dude, I want to loosen that up a little bit.
Stuck out like a misspelled word, and Pops couldn't get it out of his mind.
See, I had to cover myself real quick. Dustin, hello,
hey, yeah, find us at Masters of the Thunder Nerds pretty much on everywhere except for
Threads,
Twitter, and Twitch, which is Thunder Nerds Pod. But yes, everywhere else it's Masters of the Thunder Nerds. So yeah, come check us out.
And
find us on Twitch.
And I just want to say to everybody on Pilled, I will get better at watching all the chats. The Pilled chat doesn't show up in StreamYard, so I kind of got to have two windows open, and I'm jumping back and forth. So if I wasn't right on top of when you guys jumped in, I'd still love you. I'll figure it out. I'll get better at this. I will. And with all that, I'm just going to play a couple of our sponsors ads, and then I'm going to be out of here.
All right. Rock on.
I will see you people tomorrow for sure.
Yep.
Peace, everybody.
See you.
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help two camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio. And this is my story.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz
how to drive.
hands. Jazz hands.
All right.